yeah. Oh, I am digging this, man. Hello, Pink Floyd fans.
Hi, guys.
I'm very excited because I'm finally going to get to hear Echoes, which is one of their classic songs that I have never heard. And that's a rarity on this channel that I've never heard a big song of the band we're doing. That's why I'm super excited about it. And she's definitely has not heard it.
Nope, I haven't.
I mean, this was before my time, and my older siblings didn't own this album, and it wasn't on the radio to my knowledge. So that's why. That's my only explanation.
Am I going to hear echoes on this? Well, you wouldn't know. You've never heard it, but...
The sound of echoes, literally?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Titles mean a lot to me.
Okay. We have other things planned for Echoes as well besides this video. We're going to be listening to it, a live version from David Gilmour from Poland in 2006, because a lot of you told me that was an awesome version of this song.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be watching Live at Pompeii version. So those will be upcoming videos. And on Patreon, the plan is to do the entire Live at Pompeii movie. They spent 3 months developing this song, I think I read.
3 months.
And in 3 different studios. Because they started out experimenting with stuff. And they would call it like Nothing. And then the next take would be called Son of Nothing. And the actual working title of it was The Return of the Son of Nothing for a while.
I sort of love that.
Yeah.
Like, I really love that.
And they would play it on tour and they would experiment with it and stuff. So it evolved over a period of time. And there's even some accidents that occurred in the studio that they liked the way it sounded, so they used those. The lyrics deal with human connection somehow. This is not the favorite of everybody in the band. It's kind of mixed for them, but I think generally Pink Floyd fans think this is one of their best songs.
If you spend 3 months on something, on one song, afterward, will it be your favorite? You might be satisfied. You might be very proud of it, but I'm not sure if it would be your favorite.
I want to play you something from Phantom of the Opera, of all things, believe it or not.
Yes!
This is from 1986, Phantom of the Opera.
Perhaps we may frighten away the ghost of so many years ago with a little illumination. Gentlemen.
That's epic. I would love to be in a cathedral when that's playing.
I know.
It would just like shake your whole body.
I want somebody to let me play this on the organ.
I'll be the organ. You be the...
Anyway, listen to this. Just listen to this theme. Most of us know this theme very well. We're going to see how it compares to riffs we may hear in Echoes. So in this video, you will hear the 5.1 surround sound mix of the song. If you're not on a surround sound system or it doesn't sound right to you, it's too low or whatever, you can link in the description. You can switch to the same reaction to this video, but using the stereo mix. And we're also doing something different in this video, which we never did. A lot of you have commented, and I agree to somewhat, like listening to certain Pink Floyd songs, you have to be like sitting alone in the dark, even maybe with headphones on. So for this video, we're going to be wearing the big headphones and being in separate places. I'll be sitting, but Deb will be reclined, so she gets the full Pink Floyd experience. And we'll see how that works out for this video.
Maybe as it was meant to be. I don't know. I mean, ideally, I'd like to be in a deprivation tank floating while listening, but that ain't going to happen. So best case scenario.
All right, let's get into it. I'm excited. Echoes.
Echoes.
Side 2 of Meddle.
There better be echoes.
Sounds like a submarine. Love the mood. You can tell they're going to take their time with this one. And indulge.
I think it's very pretty.
Hangs motionless upon the air, and deep beneath the rolling waves, in labyrinths of coral caves, the echo of a distant tide comes willowing across the sand, and everything is green as submarine, and no one showed us to the land, and no one knows the ways or whys, but something stirs and something tries and starts to climb towards the light.
There's the Phantom of the Opera theme.
Strangers passing in the street, by chance two separate glances meet, and I am you and what I see is me. And do I take you by the hand and lead you through the land, and help me understand the best I can? And no one calls us to move on, and no one forces down our eyes. No one speaks and no one tries. No one flies around the sun.
Loving it, man. It does feel echoey. This thing's coming at you from all directions. Digging this, man. I'm getting the chills. Very echoey, very whale sound.
Ghostly. I like the ghostly manner.
Quite the change in mood. This is creepy, even with the lights on.
I'm waiting for the AI voice to say, "Hello, Hal."
I think it's a piano being fed through a Leslie. That ping. There's something building in the distance. Tones they get.
to rise.
Are they singing through Leslie's as well?
And through the window in the wall comes streaming in on sunlight wings a million bright ambassadors of morning.
Well, that's lovely.
No one sings
What a way to explain morning.
lullabies, and no one makes me close my eyes. So I throw the windows wide, call to you across the sky.
Return of the Phantom. That was cool. They set this kind of vibe like no other band. Gilmour and Wright's back and forth is fantastic. Wow, you could see why that took 3 months. So that was interesting. We listened in isolation booths for the first time. I was in one place and she was
This
in
is
another.
it. As you guys might have read from my subtitles, I'm putting in my paperwork from now on that any song that's over 20 minutes, I get to be laying down on my bed.
That's yeah.
That's the stipulation.
I'm embarrassed to say, I've never heard that song before. But where would you hear it if you didn't own the album, or if an older
At a
sibling
concert.
didn't own an album? If you happen to go to a Pink
If you
Floyd
happen
concert
to
and they
go to a
happen to play Echoes, if an older person didn't point you to it, you never would have heard it because it wasn't on the radio. It's too long. Hey, what did you think when you heard those pings? What image came to your mind?
I liked the pings. They're very ominous.
It sounded like the submarine stuff.
Yes, but it's too high pitched, I thought, for sonar.
Oh, but that's what it made me think of.
It made me think of that too, but high pitched.
Oh,
in a
okay.
way.
Do you think Andrew Lloyd Webber ripped off Pink Floyd?
Interesting, because I don't know who came first.
Pink Floyd came first.
Oh, then he totally did.
Yeah.
It's an inspiration. It's not a complete ripoff.
Okay. Well,
Like,
Roger
for
Waters
instance-
thought it was a complete ripoff. He actually
no.
considered suing Andrew Lloyd Webber, and then he said,
Forget about it.
yeah. I think he wrote like a get back, a revenge song later.
Cool.
Do you own that? Do you own every little line cliche that exists in the world? I mean, you can't really get too upset about it, but he probably could have won an out-of-case settlement for that.
He probably could have.
So that song did not disappoint. I had no idea what to expect, but it was certainly hyped up in my mind because people have said that it's one of their best songs ever. And it didn't let me down. It was not totally what I was expecting, but I really didn't know what to expect. And I don't think it was quite as cohesive as, say, Dark Side of the Moon was. Like a side, if I compare it to, say, a side of Dark Side of the Moon or a side of Wish You Were Here, I think, again, they got better and better at this kind of stuff. That funky jam part in the middle, to me, was amazing. That's my favorite part.
I liked that. I actually really liked that.
When that
too.
started going, I was like, oh, yeah.
My full process of soaking in that song. And that was the idea of that. If you were listening to it, if you brought the album home, then you would put it on your stereo and then you would sort of close yourself off from the world in which to really, really hear it, like all the way through. What is the message in which I am trying to receive? I don't know why. I don't know how. It kind of hit me where I'm thinking about these guys as musicians, where they are in their stage of life. And I'm thinking like, oh, they have to be adults now. And they're mourning the loss of their childhood.
That's definitely a theme in Dark Side of the Moon. Like, time is slipping away.
Interesting.
Life
okay.
Yeah, because there's a song specifically called "Time" on Dark Side of the Moon where they say that.
So when you have to grow up,
you know?
right, and put away the things of the past, of your childhood, where you can no longer afford to not care about where you live or who's doing the jobs or how things are being made. You don't have the comfort of your parents. The beauty of childish creativity is something I think the best artists know how to, they kind of shelter it and take care of it so they can access it when they go into their creative zones. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm writing on something, I can just sink completely into it. I can immerse myself into it, and the rest of the real world, whatever that is, sort of fades away. That song was sort of like a death march for that part of their lives, in which they would have to learn how to juggle, to go back and forth and still have the raw power and beauty of being in that creative zone with, oh no, I have to run a business and I have to show up on time and I have to collaborate with people maybe I don't necessarily like. I mean, hey, if we could all live like children and your days are filled with just nothing but playing with your friends on the street, like that's probably the best times of your life. If you get to experience times like that, they're full of joy. They're not full of any kind of expectation. You're just in the moment. So that song to me was very much like, oh, this is over. That's, you can't live like that. I mean, you can, but you really can't. Not if you want to be a star like you've dreamt about being. So the dream no longer equals the reality. Now that I'm listening to them, I'm just like, did any of them want to be actors or directors or something? Because I got like 2001 Space Odyssey in this too. It was a mix of like Stanley Kubrick and Disney's Haunted Mansion to me. And I was like, wait a minute, where are we digging up relics in a graveyard right now? Like, where is this scene taking place?
What about the album as a whole? So for me, the album kind of reminded me a little bit. Now, this came before that, of course, but it was sort of like 2112. It had the one side that was the masterpiece epic thing, and the other side was sort of a little more palatable for radio play and those kind of things. So I think that sort of get that feel from this album as well.
Okay, well, the first side of the album I really, really enjoyed. And I think some of those songs, because they're not so well known and because they haven't been played to death, at least not in my hearing, I really liked them. So,
well, nothing on this album is played to death.
Which is nice. It's really, really nice to have that breath of outsider looking inside. where you're seeing like, oh, so this is more of what the band is really about, instead of just all of these smash hits, which don't speak for the whole of the artist.
Because that's such an important song of theirs, we're going to be watching the Pompeii, Live at Pompeii version. So we'll probably have that up on YouTube, assuming we don't have any problems uploading it. And then the plan is on Patreon to do the entire Live at Pompeii film. And then also, I heard from comments and other places that there's a really good performance of that live by David Gilmour. Roger Waters isn't involved because by then they had split up, and we're going to be listening to that live performance. Before we sign off, please, let's give a round of applause to our patrons. We could not have this channel without our patrons because we can't really monetize the videos on YouTube.
And they're the ones we like the most.
So we depend on their support.
We do.
We like them a lot, but we like you all.
We do love you all.
If you'd like to join them, check out our Patreon. Links in the description. We have extra videos there and stuff. We really need your subscription. Most of you, as I can see in the data, have not subscribed. So if you could find it in your heart to subscribe, it would really help the channel out. And if you'd like to share our video or give it a like.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
And we enjoy your
And
comments, so please keep with the comments.
What you have to say matters.
It does.
It matters a great deal.
And if you'd like to leave us a tip, you can do so either through PayPal or the thanks button in some of our videos. $5 or more will be recognized in our next video. Well, I'm really glad I finally got to hear that album.
Yeah.
I should have listened to it before, but I just never did. And hey, now we have this channel. It's like, oh, this is the perfect time to listen to it.
Yep.
So that was fun. As always, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Take care.